Good morning, friends. Today's topic we are going to start is factorization of polynomials. Right. So factorization of polynomials. So what do we mean by factorization of polynomials? We have, say, any polynomial 3x cube, say x cube plus 3x square plus 5x plus 6. Now, what is the meaning of to factorize the polynomial? Is to find the factors. So first we'll take a very simple example, say 24. Then what are the factors of 24? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12 and 24. Yes? So what do you mean by these factors? The factors are the numbers in which 24 occurs. So 1 24 is 24, 2 12 are 24, 3 8 are 24, 4 6 are 24 and so on. So for numbers, we can find the factors quite easily. Now we have to do the same with the polynomials. We have to find the factors that on multiplying will give us this polynomial. So what are the basic steps we do? Now depending on the polynomial, the first step is taking things common. Taking common, that is the first basic step in finding the factors. Now if you see in this polynomial, you can take out nothing common because all the terms are different. But suppose we have, say, 4x plus 2, a polynomial. What you can take out common here? You can take out the 2 common because 2 2s are 4 and 2 1s are 2. So what are we left with? 2x plus 1. So 2x plus 1 and 2 are the two factors of 4x plus 2. Say we have 3x square plus 9x minus 6. So what you can take out common here? You can take out 3 common because 3, 9 and 6 all have the HCF is 3. So we get x square plus 3 minus 3x minus 2. So 3 is one factor that we get, but can we factorize this further? So this was a linear equation done very simply. This is a quadratic equation. We took out 3. So taking common, we took out 3 common and we got a quadratic equation. Now this quadratic equation, have you learned how to factorize a quadratic equation? I think you have done this in your previous classes, but we are going to revise it one more time. So first before we move to our chapter on cubic polynomials, yes, we will first revise the quadratic polynomial. Now we have done the remainder theorem. If you remember, last topic was remainder theorem. What did we do in the remainder theorem? We put any value. So we have got that method also. So what is the first method we did, if you remember? The remainder theorem. Yes? Can you recall the remainder theorem? The trial and error method, if you can recall. Now suppose I want to find the factors of this. Yes? Then I can put x equal to 1, p of 1. So if I want to find out if x minus 1 is a factor of this, I put here p of 1. If I want to find out if x plus 1 is a factor, I put p of minus 1. In the same way, x minus 2, x plus 2, x minus 3, x plus 3. What do we call this? We call this the trial and error method. So if I want to know x plus minus 1 is a factor or no, I find p of 1. So 1 cube is 1. 1 square is 1 into 3 is 3 plus 5 plus 6. What do I get? 6 plus 5, 11. 11 plus 4, 15, which is not equal to 0. So x minus 1 is not a factor. Next, let me try p of minus 1. X plus 1, so p of minus 1. So minus 1 cube is minus 1, but minus 1 square is 1, 3. Minus 5 plus 6. What do you get? Minus 1 minus 5 is minus 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 minus 6 is 3. This is also not a factor. Right? So x minus 1 is not a factor, x plus 1 is not a factor. In the same way, we can keep on trying the others. But that is a trial and error method, very, very cumbersome. Takes a very long time and we may not be able to get the answer. So we should have a method to find out the factors directly. Now in one place you will need this method, but there is a combination of methods which we are going to do today. Okay? So first of all, we will revise the quadratic equation. So first of all, what we'll revise is the quadratic equation you have done in the previous classes, but I will revise it one more time. Now, how is the quadratic equation written? The quadratic equation is written in the form ax square plus bx plus c. Okay? It is written in the form ax square plus bx plus c. Means a quadratic equation has got a degree 2. A should not be 0. In a quadratic equation, the degree 2. Yes, can you see the highest power is 2. So ax square plus bx plus c. A is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant term. So how do we solve this? We have done this method. It is called splitting the middle term. Splitting the middle term. There is a new method for that, but we will not do it right now. We will just see how we use the method splitting the middle term. Now, what you have to do is this number a and c. You have to multiply number a and c. So you multiply a and c, you get ac. Now we have to find two factors of this whose sum or difference gives b. Okay? When I write the sum on the board, you will realize. So let us write the sum. Say x square minus 5x plus 6. So we are going to factorize x square minus 5x plus 6. So first of all, let me write down what is a equal to, what is b equal to, what is c equal to. We go step by step. With practice, we'll eliminate a lot of steps and go directly, but just now I want you to follow the steps. So compare the equation, you can see a is equal to 1, because when there is no number, we can write a is equal to 1. B is equal to minus 5 and c is equal to 6. Right? So you got a 1, b minus 5, c 6. Now what is the first step you have to do? Multiply a and c. So 1 into 6 gives you 6. Right? Write the whole thing down. A into c, ac equal to 1 into 6 give you 6. Now we find the factors of 6. What are the factors of 6? 1 into 6 is 6. Minus 1 into minus 6 is also 6. 2 into 3 is 6. And minus 2 into minus 3 is also 6. Can you see this? Now, 1 plus 6 gives us 7. Minus 1 into minus 6 gives us minus 7. 2 into 3 gives us, these are the factors, so not like equal to. We have to add or subtract them. So 1 plus 6 gives me 7. Minus 1 minus 6 gives me minus 7. 2 plus 3 gives me 5. And minus 2 minus 3 gives me minus 5. So out of this 4, which is b the term minus 5. So how do I get this b? AC is 6. I wrote out the factors of 6. Now these two factors of 6. Can you see these two factors of 6? When I multiply them, I get AC. And when I add them, I get b. So what we should have? We should have such factors, such two factors. So that is the method called splitting the middle term. This method is called splitting the middle term. I should have it such a way. First I multiply a with c. Here there is a is 1, so we get only c. But you have to multiply a with c. Find the factors in such a way, the multiplication will give you ac but the sum will give you, sum or difference will give you b. So out of this we only choose this. So now what are we going to do? This minus 5, what was the b, we have to split, and that is why the method is called splitting the middle term. I am going to split this middle term. What I am going to split it into? Minus 2 and minus 3. So now I will write this is equal to x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 6. So you can see what I have done here. I have split the middle term. Now, after splitting, what I can see in this 2, I can take the x common. In the bracket I get x minus 2. And here in this 2, I can take the minus 3 common. In the bracket I get x minus 2. Now recall, when I change this sign negative, the sign inside will change. What do you get next? Next you get this factor x minus 2 is common to both, so I take it out common to both. So what remains with x and minus 3? So x minus 3 remains. So by using the splitting the middle term method, I have found the two factors for this polynomial. It is x minus 2 and x minus 3. Is it clear to you? Now we go to the verification part. Okay, so this is the method. Now what I am going to do is the verification part. So nothing to do with this method, but just the verification. Our polynomial was px equal to what? X square minus 5x plus 6. Okay. Now how do I check that x minus 2 is a factor? So I take p of 2. Put 2. So 2 square minus 5 into 2 plus 6. 2 square is 4. 5 into 2 minus, so minus 10 plus 6 gives me a 0. Can you see? So because the p of 2 gave me the remainder 0, means x minus 2 is a factor. Same I check with p of 3. 3 square minus 5 into 3 plus 6 gives me 9 minus 15 plus 6. Again it gives me a 0. So what you can see here, I have used the remainder theorem also. This is the remainder theorem. This was the equation, right? But what is the problem here? What is the problem in this method? I have to keep on checking in trial and error method. I should put here 1, then minus 1, 2, then minus 2, then 3, then minus 3 and so on. There are so many terms I need to keep putting here, making the method very long. So we have a direct method called splitting the middle term. So for quadratic equations, which method will be used? The method called splitting the middle term. So this is the method. So let us try one more sum to see how it works out. So I have taken one more sum, 6x square minus 11x minus 10. So what I do is the method again. First we'll check A, B and C. Okay, you don't have to write this down, but just check it. You get A is equal to 6 and C is equal to minus 10. Can you see that? I'll just write AC first. A is equal to 6, C is equal to minus 10. So AC equal to minus 60. Okay? And B is equal to minus 11. Okay, so you can now directly see, if you do not want to write it, it's fine directly. So AC is equal to minus 60. Now what is the step I do next? I write down the factors of minus 60. So that will be a very, very long list. Minus 1 into 60 or 1 into minus 60. Then 2 into minus 30 or minus 2 into 30. Then 3 into minus 20 or minus 3 into 20. Then 4 into minus 15 or minus 4 into 15. Then what do we get next? Can you see this clearly? Yes? We still have further 5 into minus 12 or minus 12 or minus 5 into 12 and 6 into minus 10 or minus 6 into 10. So these are all the factors I split up for minus 60. Now From this, I have to pick up the one whose sum will give me minus 11. Sum. So, 60 minus 1 gives 59. No. Minus 60 plus 1 gives us minus 59. No. Minus 30 plus 2 is minus 28. 30 minus 2 is 28. Minus 20 plus 3 is minus 17. 20 minus 3 is 17. Minus 15 plus 4 is minus 11. So this is the two factors I need. This is when I split it up. Check it again. Minus 15 plus 4 gives me minus 11. So out of all these factors, I have to split into these two terms. Minus 15 and 4. So what I will write here? I will write this as 6x square plus 4x minus 15x minus 10. So these two terms remain as it is. The middle term is split up into two factors. And again, how did I find these factors? So first I multiply A and C. A is 6, B and C is minus 10. No need to write this now and no need to write this also. With practice, you will have to do this mentally. Okay? So we are going to practice until you can do it mentally. So A is 6, C is minus 10. So we get AC minus 60. I wrote down all the factors, but now you will have to practice yourself to make it mental very quick. So minus 15 into 4 gives us minus 16 and minus 15 plus 4 gives us minus 11. So now whatever comes out common. In this you can see 2 comes out common because 2 is the HCF and the lower power x comes out common. So I get here 3x plus 2. Can you check? 2 3s are 6, x into x square and 2 2s are 4x. Minus in this 2 I get 5 common. So 5 3s are 15 and because I have taken the minus sign outside, the sign inside will change, the minus becomes plus. Now here 3x plus 2 is common to both of them. So I take it outside and what is left? 2x minus 5. So 3x plus 2 and 2x minus 5 are the factors of this. Are you following? So I have factorized. So factorization of polynomials, this chapter we are doing, but before we go to the cubic polynomials, that is the x raised to the power 3, first we have to make this thorough. So I am making you revise the splitting the middle term method because this method is very very important for a factorization of cubic polynomials. So this is the revision of the method. Now have you recalled what you had done? You write the quadratic equation, first take the ABC, multiply the A and C, get the number. Find the factors of this minus 60, you remember the signs also, and the sum should give you the B. So we split it out. Now let us take the verification like I told you. P of x equal to 6x square minus 11x minus 10. So what is the factor I'll put here? For 3x plus 2, let us say if 3x plus 2 was 0, then 3x would be minus 2, x would be minus 2 upon 3. Can you see this? 3x plus 2 equal to 0, so plus 2 goes here, minus 2, 3 comes down. So we have to put x equal to minus 2 upon 3. Now check, 6 into minus 2 upon 3, the whole square, minus 11 into minus 2 upon 3, minus 10. Yes? Should it work out? So this is 6. Now square, 2 2s are 4 and 3 3s are 9. This becomes plus 22 upon 3 minus 10. We get 3s are 2s are. So what have we got here? 2 4s are 8. 8 upon 3 plus 22 upon 3 and 10 upon 1, so minus 30 upon 3. 8 plus 22 is 30, 30 minus 30 is 0, so 0 upon 3 is 0. So when I put x equal to minus 2 upon 3, the remainder is 0, so 3x plus 2 is a factor. Is it clear? Now imagine this. if you were doing trial and error method, just imagine, if you were doing this sum by trial and error method, you would try 1, minus 1, 2, minus 2, 1 upon 3, minus 1 upon 3, 2 upon 3, minus 2 upon 3, then 2 upon 5, minus 2 upon, there are so many numbers you have to try. So, we do not use this method. Trial and error method is a very long method. Now since we have a direct method called splitting the middle term, we use splitting the middle term. So this is only for the revision. Okay. So I will do one thing, I will give you a few sums for homework based on this method. So you can try this method out very well. Okay. Once you are thorough with this method, then we can move to our next topic. So we have a very short lecture today, but this is a very important method you have to do. So I have put some quadratic equations on the board for you, right? So this will be your homework for the day. Do this homework and send me the screenshot or a photo of the sums. So again I am telling you, this time we have to do the cubic polynomials, but before we go to the method, the quadratic equations are very important. So the first thing you have to do is learn to solve this. So I have done 2 sums for you. Rewind the video, see the method, understand the method. Again, I will tell you what is the method. A into C. First we will do, so A is 1 year, C is minus 6. So A into C is minus 6. Now because it is minus 6, can be written in 2 ways. I will do this first for you in 2 ways. A is 1, C is minus 6. So AC is minus 6. Now minus 6 you can write 1 into minus 6 or minus 1 into 6, 2 into minus 3 or minus 2 into 3. Now you add them up. And on adding them you should get minus 1. So which out of this 4 on adding gives you minus 1? Those middle term you have to split and keep it here and factorize this. So this is your homework for the day. Take your time. Okay, take your time, enough time. Learn to factorize this well. You may have not done the method. You have done the method last year, but you have not followed the method. Then go by the method I showed you. Go slow. Take your time. Understand this method thoroughly. Do this homework and then send the photos to me. Okay? I'll end here today. Thank you.